get it. There's threes, there's twos, and then there are ones. And once that's done, that means we are here. We're back. We live in the flesh.
Yes, sir.
And excited to bring another week of the Say Something show to y'all. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are excited. And of course, as we go throughout this content, comment down below on the things that you feel about the new sports that's going on, all the news that's out there as well, because we're always watching. So make sure to keep that in mind. We got Mitch right here as always. We got Reek behind the cam. Got to give the correct shout outs. Today is a Friday, so we hope all y'all had a phenomenal week. We're able to get through it and have something great for you waiting on the weekend.
Oh, time to party.
Let's get it. You know, the tradition here on the Say Something show, we were just all excited talking about potential new things coming for the show, which is great. But there are some things that are always going to stick, even when new things come. And those are things we call show traditions. And probably the main one here is what we like to do in the beginning of the show. So take time right now. If you got a moment, look to your right, look to your left. Go ahead and reach that phone. If nobody's near you, send a text. You never know when that message might help. So, Mitch, go ahead and tell the people how you're feeling today. Everybody want to know.
Feeling good, feeling great today. Happy to be back. I was feeling a little under the weather yesterday. Couldn't make it. But glad we could come back today and make some things happen. Been working with some friends and some folks with some merch. So I'm excited for that to be coming through. Ready to talk some playoff baseball a little bit later on. And happy the Raiders got a win this week. So. Yeah, a lot of surprises. Not used to that. It's something new that I haven't experienced in a while, but I'm happy about it. What about you, my man?
Man, I'm chilling. So as you guys can see, today might be a little bit lighter of a show.
Right.
You know, first in many weeks with that kind of news.
I'm still talking shit.
Right. There's always stuff to grow on. But no, man, I'm doing well. You know, I'm happy to be back with the guys, man, as always. You know, it's refreshing. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of new stuff elsewhere. That's pretty tiring. And so this is something that I can always kind of rely on to set the week back the way it needs to be, if ever the energy is a little off. So I'm ready to go. You know, I think it'd be remiss to not mention a little Niners since he just mentioned Raiders in his intro. I'm hurt. You know what I mean? Just like the rest of the Niners is. But, you know, in terms of everything else, personally, feeling very blessed, you know what I mean? And the show is going to give me life and allow me to head into this weekend with a just nice, fresh mindset.
Why don't you start them off with that? Talk
a little bit
about them Niners.
Yeah, we can jump right into the Niners, the beloved, the faithful. Let me go ahead and pull up what needs to be pulled up.
Had a little rough one.
Yeah, a little roughy. I mean, you know, we've definitely played recently some of the more top teams, I think, so far in the schedule. And maybe potentially in the schedule in the totality of it. There's, you know, Atlanta, I think, is decent. We got some other decent teams on here as well. But for the most part, I think we just passed the two, in my opinion, the hardest back-to-back that we're going to have this year. And we went 1 for 1, right? And so if you're not up to date on what I'm referring to, that would be the Week 6 loss to Tampa Bay. That was 30-19. And really, at the end of the day, it was a very close game. I mean, it could have gone either way. We fight things out. Baker Mayfield, just like I told you guys, is just in the form of his life.
You heard the MVP chance?
In the form of his life.
MVP chance out there for Bake.
Dude is a dog, you know, and it's really just more about the belief that the team has in him. You can just tell when he steps out there, they're just like, yeah, we got a shot, and he just doesn't care. And that's got to feel
talking
good.
to fans, talking shit,
talking all around. I mean, to be honest, the biggest play to me that broke the entire back of the Niners defense was that one like 18-yard broken play where he scrambles and gets the first down on like a long third. When defense had earned the ball back, it was a 1-score game at the time. And then they went, you know, down, and I believe that was the touchdown that ended up getting it to where it was, being 30-19. And I just don't think that would happen, you know, if Fred Warner, who is now gone for the season, had been there. Another one down, you know, and so it's definitely sad. You know, what I will say is you look around the NFL, and you really will not find teams that are better than the Niners in terms of just showing up every Sunday. Like you look around, and we've had nobody out there, and people keep, you know, referring to another one, including myself, but the level of ball just isn't really changing much, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great thing to watch. And you see a lot of teams around the NFL, Raiders as well, who they're not going to maximize the talent, whether it's there or not. And so sometimes that becomes something that I've narrowed in a little more on in the NFL recently, because I don't know if I ever gave coaches a lot of credit, to be real. Like I've always, seen what they're doing, and I know a good coach is a good coach, but the X's and O's, the players aspect of it was always more of a thing for me.
For sure.
And recently, I think in multiple sports, I've been getting a little bit of a lesson in that, just in terms of like, that's just not a guarantee, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go by player talent and just all of a sudden think that year in and year out, you're going to be winning. And we see that.
Like you said, the Raiders.
Right. But also a lot of teams, like we've seen teams before as well that have built
the Jets.
Thank you. Built tons of talent.
Remember the Eagles back in the day? With
Eagles,
the Vic and
Eagles,
McCoy and
Eagles.
all them boys?
There's been like several iterations. Like even right now, the Bears, they have a bunch of talent. It's like, for what? What are y'all doing, right? Like even Arizona to a certain extent. There's teams out there where it's like, I don't even know what is Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison doing?
Yeah.
Do you want to come play somewhere else? Because like that just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, back to the point. I'm proud of the team. Am I over football right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just too much, right? Like at a certain point, it's about the guys that I just have been in these battles with, in terms of not physically, but mentally, right? Mm-hmm. And that hurts too much, right? It's just about like, there's still a lot to cheer for, blah, blah, mm-hmm. blah. But Fred, Nick, these guys, not seeing Brandon, Rock's gone, Ricky's never been back, Juwan's back out. I mean, no point in continuing to name and adding people onto this list, mm-hmm. even though there's more to go. You get the point. It has been just dizzying, truthfully. Like you feel like you digest one injury, and then
there's 3 more.
Deal with this one, and not to mention I was watching it live, and so like that was nasty. You know what I mean? Like his foot, was just the whole wrong way. And so, it was a major dislocation and a broken ankle as well, I believe. But just hard to watch,
You excited for your boy Kittle to come back?
Absolutely. I mean, theoretically, what's crazy is we have a ton of reinforcements coming
mm-hmm.
back, but it's just sad that, especially on defense.
Yeah.
It's like, the guys, they won't be there. The guys won't be there. I mean, that's just a fact. Like, we're not going to have Bosa down the stretch, and we're not going to have Warner.
Can we get some names out of this training staff? Can we figure out?
Yeah, for real.
Who's the team doctor? Like,
right.
What's going on?
Right.
Because these surgeries, they're not really coming back from those and being all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's truly at a point where it's so... Like it is so all across the board that I don't even know if there is anybody to blame other than like just sheer bad luck. Because you can look at Shanahan, the way he play calls. You can look at our teams. You can look at the field. Mm-hmm. There's tons of terrible fields out there with turf. You can look at the staff. But at the end of the day, it's just all across the board. Every kind of player we got is going down. Mm-hmm. And so that to me is where it's getting to a point of, I don't know what to say. I don't see us calling plays that are endangering our players very much. Like right. I had seen that in previous seasons more, where it was just like he just was reckless in how he gave out, touches. He was just like, you're going to get 40 today, and that's not okay. But I don't see it as much anymore, and it's still happening at a rate that might be more than what was happening when I was looking at it being very concerned. So right. I'm at a loss for words. It really is just a get well, Fred Warner. Like, I love you, all pro Fred. Nick Bosa, I've always been a huge fan of, but everybody who knows me and knows the Niners knows Fred Warner to me is the guy. That's the guy. Like, that's the next level. That's who I really have always looked up to and cheered for, and that's the jersey that I will get out of this iteration of players in terms of like who I want to stamp this little period of time in Niner ball. So we're gonna look ahead to Week 7 real fast. Just so you guys are aware. Tough game. I'll look at the stats real fast.
Well.
Yeah, I'll look at the stats real fast. And again, also that bomb to Tez was also like on a third and something, and just it was a long one, just broken coverage.
Yeah, them Falcons, they ain't playing. They said they coming in ready.
Kendrick Bourne, 5 receptions, 142 yards. Looking like anybody's wide receiver one. You got C-Mac, 17 carries, 54 yards, a tutty, first rushing touchdown of the year, which you love to see.
Also, a wide receiver one and running back one.
Exactly, and 7 catches, 57 yards. Good Lord. Feeding them. always getting over a dub in fantasy, undoubtedly.
Need it.
Jake Tongs being the best Kittle you can ever. I mean, this dude, I'm happy to have him now because now he's just going to, once Kittle comes back, it's just like, man, we really do have two
Get
tight
back
ends.
to blocking some more.
Yeah, exactly. And they're both really good blockers. So, but not a lot else to talk about. It was really a two-man show. Mac, 347 yards. No shortage in that, but 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And really, again, his mobility. He's getting sacked a fair amount. So, that's something, 6 sacks, 51-yard loss, in terms of all 6 sacks. It's nothing like to scoff at.
Them knees ain't what they used to be.
Exactly. And then the last news I'd say that's notable from this game is, unfortunately, Emeka Egbuka, the key rookie, as well went out during the game. And so the Buccaneers, if y'all know the Buccaneers, it's basically me and Mitch out there now at wide out.
It's rough out there.
Yeah, no Mike Ev, no Godwin, and now no Egbuka. And also, Lord knows where McMillan is.
I don't even think he's out there. They're going to have to bring some rookies, some practice squad guys out there.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
Not looking good. So looking ahead real fast before I hand it back off to the Raider Nation, our Week 7 little preview here, which is always going to be a little bit of a doozy after a loss, is going to be ATL. So we're sticking in the division, which is the NFC East, right? What is it? Central? NFC, something. NFC South, actually. Okay, that's what it is, because it's New Orleans. Tough game. I think this one will be very similar to Tampa in the sense of this is a team that has what it takes, especially with our injury depletion, to really come out here and play the kind of ball they want to. Bijan has been torturous for defenses.
Yeah.
Drake London looks like a wide receiver one. Penix looks decent enough. I mean, we're the type of team where, like, it'll be interesting to see Salah likes to play with young quarterbacks in a sense in terms of throwing a lot of little disguises and pressures at them. So we'll see what they do on that front. But the team looks a lot more lethal with Penix, and their defense is always good. They have a good secondary. Yeah. Jesse Bates is always out there hawking stuff down. So, it looks like Brock will miss another week. It looks like Ricky as well will also be out. So Mac Jones will get another start, and obviously he's having great rapport currently with Born Identity. So he'll be back out there looking for wide receiver 1 numbers if you're looking for somebody to add, on the waiver wire, and he's still there.
Oh, he gone.
Okay. He's not there normally, but if he is, go grab him. And so, I mean, again, it's hard now to stick with my original predictions just due to the fact that, as we said in the beginning when making these predictions, we're doing this assuming we know who the team is and blah, blah, blah. So, like, I'm going to say I think it's going to be really, really hard to get this win. Luckily, we're in prime time and we are at home, and we just came off the road in those 2 games. So I do love when we go home. I mean, Atlanta's not one of those teams that travels well or anything like that. So it'll be surely a home advantage, truly. But, if I really had to bet, I wouldn't bet on the Niners this week. I don't know who's out there. Just quite frankly, like if Juwan Jennings isn't out there, I really don't even know beyond Kendrick Bourne who's on the team anymore. So I can't be putting a lot of faith in players that, I hadn't even heard of before this year.
Right.
Like Bethune is our starting linebacker now. Like, good dude, you know what I mean? But like, whoa, like we've gone a long way. No D winners, no D winners, no Fred. It's just so I'll probably give it to ATL, but I know we'll fight hard. And I know Shanahan, he's not in a position to where he'll give up, and it'll be interesting because I do know we're in a spot now where the front office is going, it's going to be hard to justify making any trades anymore. So you'd really have to show out to show, hey, go get Trey Hendrickson, right? Because there's a lot of talk around a guy like that. And, I just think that trade now, to me, I just think the season is done. I just think you let it play out. You let it be what it is. Hey, if we make a magical run, we make a magical run. We'll get some guys back late. But I just think you can't put any chips on the table for a season like this that has gone with so much wavering nature to it, and it just feels unstable.
Right.
So
how can it feel stable with so many injuries?
100%. So shout out to the rookies. I'm going to continue saying it. You guys are balling out. I love the effort given. And, the Lord knows where we'd be without y'all. And if the front office hadn't made the decision to go ahead and go young, because everybody old's gone.
Done.
Everybody old's gone. So imagine if we had doubled down on Dre Greenlaw, on Hufanga, on those kind of guys where they are a sneeze away from two as well going out for the year.
And that's a lot of money.
I'd be spooked. So great decision in the offseason in that sense. And let's just send a real get well soon to Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and the rest of my ER. You got to put the ER in Niners.
The hard ER.
You know what I mean? The hard ER, the Niners. So I'm going to hand it off to the Raiders, and we'll see if there's a little bit more of a happier outlook than we've had in the more recent weeks.
I'm going to go with a big fat no on that night. Really can't take much from this game. We were facing probably one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the NFL, in the Tennessee Titans. They can't figure it out, even if there wasn't a defense out there.
Yeah, they fired their coach right after.
Yeah, they fired coach right after. Raiders did get the W 20-10, but still nothing impressive. Like I just said, defense, offense for the Titans done. Geno Smith still is able to throw an interception against a terrible defense. What we seem to be doing over these last few games is finally just giving the ball to Ashton Jeanty every time, treating him like our Christian McCaffrey since we don't have our other guy, Brock Bowers, out there to catch balls. It seems like Trey Tucker is Geno Smith's favorite receiver because we haven't seen Jacoby Myers get any run out there. He definitely needs a lot more targets than just 4. I don't know who else you need to throw to out there. There's not that many options. So the fact that you can't get it to a guy who pretty much never drops it, that's alarming for me. And that's why I don't feel like there's been that much progress in terms of our team. Everybody showed up in this game, but when you're playing guys who shouldn't even be out there, probably like a lot of practice squad guys or guys who are past their prime in terms of Calvin Ridley, he's supposed to be somebody who hasn't done anything all season. Had 1 catch for 18 yards. Their best receiver was Van Jefferson. The fuck?
Right, wide receiver 4 or 5 for the Rams. Yeah.
So when those guys are the guys that you're going up against, I'm not surprised that the Warriors or that the Raiders can figure it out every once in a while. You got so many vets that if you're going to face a team of a bunch of young guys and a team that can't run the ball, throw pressure and hope the young quarterback just throws ill-advised passes. And that's what we got a lot in this game. And we got 1 interception from Devin White, a linebacker. It's not impressive. You go out there and you look for Max Crosby. He's playing 98% of the snaps. You love to see it. He's always excited to be out there. But to think that I'm ready to give the Raiders any credit, it's like I can give you some kind of credit, but you do this every season where you'll lose 4 or 5 straight, then play a great game and force these announcers to be like, well, I guess they're figuring it out, or like, watch out for them next week, and then they throw up a 27-3, loss, and it's just like, well, what did y'all actually do from last week besides play a shit team? And that seems to be the case this time around. We put up 20 points. That's not impressive against the Titans. So happy to see Max Crosby out there doing his thing, but when you got Geno Smith pretty much averaging like 1.5 interceptions or 2 interceptions a game, I can't think that you're going to be a reliable guy moving down the road. I'd rather actually see Kenny Pickett get put out there to see if it changes up the offense at all. I know it's been tough not having Brock Bowers, but hey, man, you got quality guys out there. You've been able to get Michael Mayer the ball. He had 5 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Look, bro, I get Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are probably better than all our wide receivers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But what was Joe Flacco doing? I'm going to look at that guy and I'm going to just throw it to him every single time. There's not one person you can pick out on the Raiders to just do that to. Trey Tucker seems to be the closest thing, but 5 receptions on 5 targets, that's heavy reliability on a small sample size. Mm-hmm. So it's like, start feeding these guys. Stop forcing balls into tight spaces. Look at your first read. If it's not there, check it to Ashton Jeanty. You see a guy not open or it's close, tuck it and run. Get 4 yards. You see these other quarterbacks, you're not the most mobile, But that's something better than taking the -4 sack because you want to sit there in the pocket, or just throwing an ill-advised ball because you want to hope that it gets through the 2 defenders that are right there on your guy. So only positives on offense I see is Ashton Jeanty really doing his thing, starting to get some momentum. But if we can't help him out by improving our pass game, he's just going to take a beating this year. And, what's going to happen with the wear and tear over a few years of not having anybody around him to do anything.
Yeah.
So saying all that, we move on to week 7 where we're going to be facing the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been playing good football, and we're still the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see us winning this one. I think the Chiefs are going to handle business. They get Rashee Rice back. That's just another person for us to have to worry about.
Yeah.
And then
he's cold.
Their defense, our offense hasn't shown any stability, but we always seem to play them tough. So I won't say it'll be a blowout, but the Chiefs will find a way. I mean, the Raiders will find a way to lose it, just the same as the Chiefs will find a way to win it. So you can't. Maybe you guys at home have some optimism. Put them in the comments. Maybe it'll make me a little bit happier. Maybe it'll put a smile on my face. But I'm sorry. I've been a lifelong Raiders fan. There's no reason to, after 1 week of playing the worst team in the NFL, be like, there's a little bit of hope there.
Right.
Nah. So shouts out to y'all for getting a dub. I know that feels good as a player and as a team, and the guys who are actually in the building. I know that feels great because those 4 losses in a row were awful. But let's try and replicate it. Don't be happy with just one win against the weak ass Titans. Let's go out there and show we can have some stability moving forward and show some progress rather than same old or regression.
Yeah, and to be real, the only thing that I'll put in there is 240 yards total between rushing and passing against the Titans is.
I think Ricky Dowdle had that last week alone by himself.
Yeah.
So
I think he did have 244.
It explains it all.
Yeah, that is rough. And then to have the 2 other people rushing both go for negative yards beyond Jeanty, wild.
Yeah.
That is you're wilding. So you're telling me Raheem Mostert 5 carries -4 yards? What are we on? I mean, was he running backwards? I mean,
we tossed it backwards and said, "Yeah, you try and get forward on this one."
And did it
we're not going to block either.
Yeah, and we'll do it 5 times. We'll do it 5 times for you. Good Lord. So yeah, I mean, when you look at that type of stuff, I feel you guys over there, and hopefully they can, especially Gino, can start just making
all you
some
gotta do
stats,
is make some sensible plays, bro. Like nobody, you over here just throwing the ball away.
Yeah,
and
make your stats make sense, man. Like he'll go for 350 yards and have a heck of picks and get blown out, and then you guys will win, and he can't even put it's like put on one side or the other, defense, put together something nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then I mean the Titans, dude. Thank God they got rid of that coach. Yeah. But to think that Cam Ward got more yards than Gino is like you mentioned. Who's throwing a who? What's going on here? On to the next subject. And again, please put in the comments if you think we're incorrect about any of our assessments on our 2 beloved hometown teams. And the question of the week this week would be, who do you think is going to get more rushing yards, Ashton Jeanty or Christian McCaffrey? Jeanty. That's a tough one. Don't make me do yards from scrimmage. You know what I mean? Because we all
story.
Yeah, we all know that. But we'll make it even with that right there. So put in the comments who you think is going to get more.
And will they put Christian McCaffrey in the Pro Bowl as a wide receiver or a running back?
Definitely a running back. Definitely a running back. But, about the same efficiency as Jeanty. Genty's going 23 carries, 75 yards.
Ugh.
That's nasty. I mean, sure, it's getting started, but that's a 3.3 average for Jeanty. We know who you are, dog.
Right.
Go get some.
Get some of them Bijan runs.
Yeah, bro. Come on. I mean, but that also, I think, speaks to the support.
Lack thereof.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go real fast and do a quick overview. If you want to highlight any games from last week that were notable to you, or maybe one game, now would be the time. So maybe like we did last week, how about your biggest surprise of the week?
Biggest surprise of the week. We had some tough games, but I'm gonna go with. Damn, these are some interesting ones. All these games are pretty.
They're pretty wild. There's a lot to choose from. That's why I like this little segment we got. We're gonna do this every
I
week.
think I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers coming away with that win. I don't know if you saw it, but they had Bryce Young mic'd up.
Yeah.
He was just saying a lot of motivational stuff to the guys throughout the game, telling them never to give up
because they were down.
Yeah, they were down. They were down big. He kept the belief and just showed a strong will and strong mind to keep the guys in it. Kept progressing down the field each drive, moving down the game, and came out with a big win. And it just shows that Dallas, man, they got to figure it out, because if you lose in the Carolina Panthers, it's looking rough. So that was a huge surprise for me, and it was a nice surprise to see the Carolina Panthers show what they can do.
Absolutely. Not to mention they got torched by Rico Dowdle, who they let go last year.
And that was amazing, amazing revenge game as well.
Yeah. 244 yards or whatever, 239 from scrimmage.
Right.
Against the former team.
183 on the ground.
That is right there with what the Raiders put up full. Like, he's right. Like, that is crazy. But, like, to do that against your former team, wild. And then let's take a quick look at the Panthers. What a great shout out that was. 3-3 now and 3-0 at home. Hello, hi, how you doing? Are we talking playoffs?
Turn around.
Hello, hi, how you doing? Are we talking playoffs? Are we talking playoffs in Carolina?
Run it, Ricky. Rico Dowdle, Uncle Rico is just.
And they're gonna put him back on the bench for Chuba.
Nah, they bet not.
For sure.
They bet not. Chuba go out wide.
For sure. No, I'd say you can stay on the bench. It's not even go out wide. Chuba, you're here with me, dog.
You got a clipboard?
Yeah, for real. Wait, let's get rolling. Okay, let's look over some tape now. I'm going to go with the biggest upset for me just being – or the biggest surprise, because it's not even upset. We're just – the thing we're most surprised at, Eagles-Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Who would have thunk it?
Boy, oh boy. Are the Giants back? I mean, 2-1 at home in their division. 2-1 in their division. 2-4 in total, which isn't great, but the 2-1 will pay off down the stretch with this division, as we all know. This division, they beat up on each other, they lose it all. So it's all about their record at the end all the time. Man, I don't even think I can remember the last time that happened. Right? Like, Philly just doesn't lose to the Giants anymore. Pretty much ever since Eli? Pretty much. And this wasn't even, I think maybe it's happened occasionally, but it's always one of those where it's like, wow, Philly played so bad and New York didn't even look good and somehow won 10-3 or something like that. This was legit.
Yeah.
This was like, is this what this could look like? Like Cam Scatterbo, scat back, and Jackson Dart throw one deep, and Mr. Skedaddly Doo. Man, it looks like there's a little showtime in New York going on right now. And man, the Eagles right now, their rush game, their offense shambles. And I've heard from, some rumblings around that camp that feels a lot like 2 years ago when things just absolutely fell apart. And they got lucky and got Saquon last year and kind of mended everything up and ended up going to the Super Bowl. But boy, I don't know if you guys even remember, their coach was about to get fired. Sirianni was on the hottest of seats. Jalen Hurts and Sirianni weren't getting along, and AJ Brown was mad he wasn't getting targets, and it is looking like
it's back.
It's back again. So that would be my biggest Week 6. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's Black Rob with the whoa. So on to NCAA, real fast. You know what I mean? Right now, we currently have a Cal football versus UNC game going on in the B-Town, in Berkeley, in the homeland. Strawberry Canyon Field. At, what is it, Memorial?
Yeah.
Memorial. Man, so shout out to the motherland. Bill Belichick, for those who are unaware, that is the head coach for UNC. Does seem like he's been spending a little more time dealing with his 24-year-old girlfriend than he has with the X's and O's and really trying to get his guys not to be Jimmys and Joes because they look like duds out there. And I've also heard there might be 0 NFL players on that team. And that means from freshman to senior. So that's not good. Hopefully we're able to do a little something. I know my man's is going to give us a live update right now. And while he's doing that, I as well will pull up the score and we can have a little chit chat maybe about how it's going.
Yeah, right now it's currently 7-7 in the first quarter. It's this is a game with two teams that are still very middling. Yeah, as you've seen, UNC had a lot of expectations because of Bill Belichick, but if you don't have the players that are up to par, this is what you get: a 2-3 season to start off, and a lot of questions. On the Cal side, more of just like a recruiting thing, where it's just like we finally got a quarterback, but it seems like the guys we have around him might not be the best quality players that can show his greatest abilities. Um, and so it's probably going to be a low scoring game. I'm saying it's probably going to end up like 24-21, something like that. But Sagapulu Tele, the quarterback for Cal, has been getting all the hype. He's a young freshman. Potentially, if we don't figure it out moving forward, could be a person who moves on, transfers to another team, gets some of that NIL money. But yeah, it's good. It's cool to see these two teams play. I wish there was something more I could say about Cal, but from what I've seen going to these games, the offense is really the same it's been for the last 5-6 seasons, which really isn't that much. It's a quarterback doing a fake play action, hoping some guys are open, or an inside zone run every single time. I don't even know if Cal has another run play, to be honest. They literally always just do it inside zone. And so the run game is usually non-existent unless there's somehow on a play a huge hole for our running back to go through. But usually it's 2 or 3 yards, and that's it. So we have a really struggling offense, but we have a solid defense that always shows up for us.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only do that for so many minutes and so many quarters while your team's not putting up any points on offense and hope to stay like strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bend don't break, but at the end of the day, if we aren't scoring, the other team is going to push down on us. And we've seen that with some of these other games where we lose to a San Diego State team by 30 points.
Who, to be fair, is looking legit at least, but like, no, we can't be. I mean, to Mitch's point, like we can't be, but they are looking. I mean,
Sac State looking legit too, but they still got 5 years. You know,
they're undefeated though, San Diego State, which is at least
name one player. I know there's somebody. I know there's a few out there. Name one of them from San Diego State football in the last 50 years. Leave it in the comment.
Rashad. Oh well, I just.
Besides Rashad Penny. And that's a deep dive right there.
He was a first rounder too, though. Maybe second rounder actually. Rashad Penny, yeah, but Seahawks. One of the many freaking running backs they've drafted over the years, dude. They seem like they drafted.
I know there's somebody. I feel like there's somebody like Antonio Gates or something like that went to San Diego State.
Right. I feel like it's maybe like a wide receiver. I can't even think of it, but I feel like there might be. But anyway, no need to shame anybody overly. The reality is, yes, Cal on that roll, we would have loved to see them win. But I'm glad to see as well that it does look like San Diego State may win their conference, which isn't the best of conferences, but they don't win it either. So, like, normally San Diego State's not even going to be in the running for that. So it just bodes well at the end of the day if Cal does end up having a decent.
I knew it. Marshall Falk went there. I knew. I was like, I know there's somebody big, but that's about it.
Yeah. So right now we're driving down the field. It looks like we're going to end up kicking a field goal. Don't want to stay on this game for too long. Before the end of the show, we'll make sure we give y'all a final update on just the score. Nothing crazy. Just so y'all are fully up to date. Also, Louisville just beat Miami tonight. So if any of you guys are Miami fans, sorry about it. Miami getting all the way up to number 2 and then, just can't handle the heat. And it's always a team like Louisville, right? There's always a team like that that's like good, but not like going to do anything this year. And then they're just like, nah, we're going to have a night.
I'm in a fantasy league with a bunch of Floridians, and it's been funny to watch them talk about FSU and Miami.
Right.
And now I get to see them lose, and the group chat gets real, real quiet.
It's been lots of ups and downs. And I think last week, I think didn't Florida State kick off with a loss? Yeah, with a big upset. So
I'm saying, them boys crying. They got so much love for them football programs, but sheesh.
That's a toughie.
They be letting y'all down.
That's a toughie. So real fast, I'm going to look ahead at the top 25 matchups of the week, just so that you can hear it. I'm not really going to go.
Good ones.
Yeah, I'm not going to really go into too much. I will just highlight, like I said, the matchup. So we have number 10 LSU bright and early 9 a.m. on ABC playing against number 17 Vanderbilt. Okay. I'll only speak on teams that you wouldn't know, right? So Pavia is killing it for Vanderbilt. It's this quarterback, this little Diego Pavia, not an NFL guy, right? But a perfect college quarterback. Just a guy that was overlooked everywhere, wearing a big chip on his shoulder, wants to be the underdog, and just one of those quarterbacks that like guys want to go to battle with.
Kind of like the Duke quarterback that they got there right now.
But that dude's legit. I mean, that dude's going to the NFL. That dude's going to the NFL. He's getting paid $2.5 million for a reason. Mensa, I think his name is. That dude he's going to be a top 5 draft pick, I think. But Pavia's like 5'10". This is a guy that like, without pads, I can't really imagine what he looks like. But he's willing to die.
What's brother's name?
He's willing to die
from Hawaii back in the day, like Colt
Brennan. Yeah, to me he's more Manzelish.
Okay.
Where it's just like you don't care and somehow it works out. And like every time you're like, oh, today's the day you die. Like you're getting smacked today, it's gonna be terrible. And then somehow it just works out, and people are like willing to ride with him because he's wearing it all on his sleeve. Georgia Tech number 12 versus Duke. I'm not going to read another one of those matchups versus ranked that isn't ranked. I apologize, but it just was there. And since we were talking about Duke, I just said it. I actually think that game could end up with a little bit of an upset. Anytime you have a great quarterback in college, if you know, you got a shot, and anything can happen on those Saturday mornings. Another big matchup we have down here would be
12:30.
We got Ole Missy versus Georgia, the Bulldogs. Ole Miss is a team that's surprising a lot of people. They're always good year in and year out. It'll be interesting to see this matchup.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, man.
Kirby.
Lane Kiffin is a dog. They were the ones who had Jackson Dart last year. Obviously, they had Quishon Judkins before he transferred over. So they've had guys, right? They also had A.J. Brown back in the day.
Right.
And
DK
Met. So it'll be great to see. Georgia will be a real test. And so Ole Miss will be put up to it. And you always got to love some good old SEC ball.
2 Nick Saban coaching tree coaches.
100%. Next, we have at 4:30. Looks like 2 blockbuster events here. We got number 11 Tennessee versus number 6 Alabama, and that is again an SEC showdown there.
Yes, sir.
You got the homeboy from SF City tearing it up for Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
The quarterback. Yep.
Oh, I swear.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually a fan of him, just because he's from out here, and then he was the kid that went to UCLA, and then they just kicked him out.
Oh, Joey Aguilar?
Yeah. They just booted him out. They're like, no, we want Nico. And then he went, he's like, I'll swap it out.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't worry about that.
This.
What, UCLA, y'all want to, y'all rushing to be 1-5? No worries. No worries. I'm going to go bounce over here and be a part of the number 11 team.
Aguilar?
Yeah, I'm going to be a part of the number 11 team and put on as a Latin quarterback out here for the Yay area, man. So good luck to you tomorrow. I hope you torch Alabama because Alabama has been hot.
Yeah.
And they started off just looking disgusting, and it really looked like DeBoer, their coach, needed to get up out of there. He couldn't handle Saban's shadow. And it looks like, nope. Let me scoot that shadow aside. I'm going to find my own. I am a recruiting genius in my own right, so let me figure this out. And he has put some players up there. It looks like Ty Simpson could be a Heisman / top 10 draft pick. Turned him into something. Ty, man. And especially in the beginning of the season when things were debatable. But if you look at the stats, the numbers don't lie. The guy's been balling out, and he's been torching the SEC. And anytime you can torch the SEC, there's another 3-letter league that's taking interest.
Right.
Next at 4:30 as well. So you're going to have to choose between these or put your multi-box on. We got number 20 USC versus number 13 Notre Dame. This is a historical matchup, my friend.
Sir.
Both of these teams aren't really allowed to talk about this year, in my opinion, so I won't. But if you love historical matchups, if you love what they call a good old Jersey brawl, this would be that. And I don't mean Jersey like the state. I mean, these are the same jerseys they've been wearing since 1908. Yeah. So don't worry, you won't be out of date if you come with a jersey to this game. And so, most of the time, this ends up being a pretty close game. But Notre Dame this year probably defensively has a little more of an identity as usual. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think USC is trying to get back to his glory days. Is it Lincoln?
Yeah, Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley's the coach, trying to bring back some prominence to USC. I know it's going to be really big for him to get the defense and offensive line solidified to face the big name squads, because that's always been something that's been rough for West Coast teams. Is they usually have all the skill players, and then the lines are a little bit smaller than what you see in the SEC. So he's trying to bring that kind of recruitment over to USC to really become a powerhouse again.
100%. And we'll see. I mean, like last year, it felt like that, right? Like with Caleb and all those guys. I mean, so he's definitely had the vibes. It just doesn't seem like he's put the last Thanos. He needs that last stone in there to make it happen. Next, we have number 20. This is at 5 o'clock slot, so action is coming in hot and quick here. 23, we have number 23 Utah, versus number 15 BYU. And again, this is a good old Mormon battle here.
Sheesh.
This is pretty much the biggest in Utah. This is like the biggest you can get.
Yeah.
Utah.
You might see every person from Utah at this game.
Yeah.
And also, nothing else to do.
And it divides the state. Like this is like the kind of people kind of ball. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, you're a BYU fan, you're like this. Oh, you're a Utah fan, you're like this. It's one of those choices you're making by committing to one of those sides.
Because if you're from anywhere else, you're like, what's the difference?
Yeah, who cares? 100%. You're all Mormon, whatever. Anyway, Utah is way more chill in my opinion. I have seen both campuses from my unfortunate experience in Utah. Utah State and Utah are just a different world than BYU. BYU is legit something else, man. So good luck to all you guys in Provo and all you who will be showing up at Lavelle Edwards Stadium this weekend. All I know about that is they play great defense. Might be no touchdown scored in that game. Might be none. Might be just a full-on 0-0 in the snow. Any other games you want to highlight that you see? I mean, there were some good ones that I passed over, but of course, got to give you the opportunity.
No, really mostly excited about the USC versus Notre Dame game. You know, our boy Byron, huge Notre Dame fan, so it's always funny to watch him
take L's.
Yeah, take some L's for the Notre Dame squad. But, you know, keep believing in the Irish, Ryan. You got this.
Right.
But that's the game I'm excited to watch, as well as the Alabama-Tennessee game. Because just like you said, that Bay Area quarterback, trying to see him beat Alabama, man.
The boy. And I'll bring up another person that once we get to the baseball section that I had no idea was from the Bay. That is just like, wow, is this not like a thing? Like Brian Wu? Like that's not a
Shohei Ohtani is not from
no, but like Brian Wu
Brian
from
Wu,
Alameda?
Yeah.
What? Anyway, we'll get into that. I couldn't even. I was like, bro, we're not putting the right stuff in the newspaper. You know what I mean? We're not.
It's baseball, man. They really don't put us in the paper. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's. I mean, dang, yeah. Hey, but I mean, now though, like
because even right now, if you were to look at high schools around the Bay Area, just the Bay Area, like De La Salle has like 4 guys who could be drafted. That are like, oh yeah, I'm already committed to Arizona or Stanford.
Right, I'm
like
legit.
They got boys out there, so. Especially in the Bay Area, I know Granada is another school that has guys going to all Pac-10, ACC schools and stuff like that. So there's a lot of baseball talent in the Bay for sure.
For sure. Yeah. So they can't catch them all, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they can't catch them all.
Yeah. So that does lead us perfectly into our MLB playoff update.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian Wu for giving it up today, though.
I mean, they won. They won at the end of the day.
They did. But he came in with his first relief in his life, or at least until high school.
Since Cal Poly, since he played at Cal Poly,
since Cal Poly, and didn't.
But I mean, that's all. Just to talk about that a little bit, it is very different going from starting to relieving or vice versa. It's just a whole different mindset. Usually you come in as a starter, you kind of ease into a game. Sometimes when it comes to relieving, it's got to be right away, and it can't be any balls. Like you can't throw balls. It's got to be all competitive pitches. And as you guys, if you did watch the game, you leave a fastball over the plate, it's going to get hit.
Get cooked.
You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, that happened to him. But, fortunately, later on in that game, Eugenio Suarez was able to hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 8th to put them over the top to win that one and take the series lead 3-2, going back to Toronto for Game 6. It's just going to be exciting to see. The Mariners started off 2-0, winning first 2 games on the road. Then the Toronto came back, won 2 of the 3 that they played at Seattle. It's been a back and forth series, and it's really going to come down to who's going to have the best pitching in this last couple of games because both teams have had solid pitching, but they've kind of been exposed a little bit. And the relief pitching is crucial when it comes to playoff baseball. So I think that's going to be most important. Both these teams are doing great in their at bats. So. It's really who's going to come more clutch. On the other side, we have the Dodgers versus the Brewers, and that's just not even a matchup. You guys got people – we got people upset that the Dodgers have so much money on their payroll, but they asked that question to their manager, Dave Roberts, like, hey, you guys feel like you're buying a championship? And I loved his answer because it made a lot of sense to me. He was just like, I don't really know the revenue that we bring in as the Dodgers, but our owners and our management put it back into the players.
Wow.
And that's what the baseball allows you to do. You can
shit.
spend as much money as you want on your guys. And they are a big market, one of the biggest in the whole United States. But if you are a team, the Warriors just showed the same kind of thing. If you pay your players, all the ones that matter, you're going to have a good team. Freddie Freeman was on the Braves. They didn't want to pay him. The Dodgers did. So it's not like, oh, some crazy. No, there was a team that could have, that he was already on. They didn't, so the Dodgers did. Same thing. Mookie Betts on the Red Sox. He got traded.
Yep.
The Boston Red Sox didn't want to pay Mookie, so they traded him to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
That they came up on it. What are you going to say about that?
Mm-hmm.
Shohei Ohtani was on the Angels. He came to them with a contract saying, here, this is what we can do. They didn't want to do it. So all right, we'll take them then.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give them all that money.
Mm-hmm.
So to be like blaming the Dodgers or trying to put it on them for paying guys out there, it's like, well, maybe if your team did, you guys would still be good too. Even Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, both guys from the Tampa Bay Rays. They didn't want to pay them. They moved on. Now the Dodgers get to reap the benefits of having great players. Blake Snell, just as I mentioned, been an absolute stud when it comes to playoff baseball. One of the only, him and Yamamoto absolutely won the first 2 games by themselves. Blake Snell threw 8 innings, not giving up runs. Yamamoto,
Mm-hmm.
9 innings, 3-hitter.
Yeah.
So, we can sit here and try and be like, oh, they're buying. Hey, everybody has money. All these owners have money. They can pay if they want to see their teams win. But maybe they'd rather get revenue from their team rather than put their money into the team. So Dodgers are, in my opinion, they're already about to. Did they just win it?
Yeah, it's 5-1.
They already swept their series, so they're already in the World Series. I'm thinking that the Blue Jays can make a comeback, but I'm just as happy to see Seattle if they're the ones who win it. But that's the more exciting series.
Who do you think's a better matchup with the Dodgers?
I think a better
question.
A better matchup, I would say, would probably be the Toronto Blue Jays, because I feel like, just their lineup makes better contact, whereas the Mariners are big hit or we're not doing nada of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather see the Blue Jays, because I feel like there's a little bit more of a fight in terms of getting to the relief pitching, whereas Seattle, I think Cal Raleigh is like the only consistent bat, like at all times, and then Julio has showed up a little bit, but the guys like Eugenio Suarez, if you pitch in correctly and they just threw like several fastballs, and that's all the dude is hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make sense with the pitching matchup they had for the Blue Jays in this one, but I think the Dodgers obviously overall have better pitching and will be able to figure out how to pitch these guys a lot better than what the Blue Jays have been able to do so far. But I'd rather see the Blue Jays. But like I said, both these teams are cool to watch, so I'm not like upset whoever wins from that side. But it's hard for me to have so much hope on that side when you got the Dodgers playing the way they are.
Yeah. I'm definitely rooting for Seattle. Also just to shout out Cal tonight. That was a crazy
Cal Raleigh
to tie it up.
That was a sky.
That's the highest one they've ever seen. They said that's the highest because it almost hit the roof.
Yeah,
and they were like, that thing went out by like a foot.
It was dope.
Because every one of them was calling. The announcers were calling it a fly out the whole time. They're like, all right, well, he's going back. It's going to be a warning track or maybe.
Yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute, that got out of here. But I actually feel like I would rather see Seattle. I think they have a better rotation overall.
Yeah,
and then I think that for me, like I like the trades they made. Suarez obviously came through tonight. But I like Naylor a lot. I think Naylor is one of them bats that, I just look at this lineup and Bo Bichette is missing, right?
Yeah.
So like if Big Bad Bo was in there, I might be looking at that lineup a little different. I just look at Toronto and I go, if Vlad isn't batting 450, you don't have a shot.
Springer, Springer been doing
right, but even him, that's 250, right? Yeah, he's adding 250 and got the occasional. I'm heating it up here, but like these guys wouldn't even be in the series if it weren't for Vlad just going nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot else that I like in that lineup. Like I like Springer, cool. Clement's been doing his thing, and he's hitting 420. So can't overlook him, right? But Varsho hasn't really been much. He was supposed to be a real guy. And then Kirk, it's just all kind of like
Alejandro.
Yeah, it's just mad.
That boy be waddling around the base.
He do be. I mean, I can't believe they didn't gun him out today. That's such an embarrassment. You know what I mean? Slowest guy in the league makes a run from second base on you. Wow. You got to feel some type of way as a center fielder. Real talk. Like, you shouldn't be in center field.
Right.
But then Jimenez as well. Like, I just feel like he's underperformed this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they should have had Santander, who's been just
he's not even on the roster.
Bro.
They were like, go home, bro.
Right. And so that's what I mean. It's like that team to me feels more like you guys overachieved and got hot. And Seattle to me feels like a team that's more like I would have been mad if y'all didn't. All the trades y'all made, arguably the best rotation in baseball, right? It's like I'm not sure about their relievers.
Relievers are solid.
Solid.
Yeah. It's more like this season too, because it's just the Mariners always find a way. Just like we talk about other teams, it's like, man, even to be at they had to hit a grand slam in the 8th inning of this game because it might have went to the Blue Jays, and that's 3 straight losses after winning the first 2.
Right.
Like that's why I'm just like, man, Seattle. Like, you're right. Like in the sense like George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller. Like they have all the pitching and then names.
Yeah.
What is it? Andres Munoz in the relievers. Matt Brash as a reliever.
Yeah.
And then on the lineup, Rosarena, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Suarez. Like you got
Naylor.
You got names. So I definitely agree with you on the paper for sure. They should always do good. It's just those slumps are real bad when the Mariners have slumps.
And you are right. Like by contact and by average, Toronto has more put it in play guys up and down the lineup for sure. I just don't know if small ball can beat the Dodgers.
No,
I don't know if you want to go in there dinking and dunking.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like if anything, I'm just swinging for the That's why I'm looking at Seattle, where I'm like, dog, you're not going to beat them going small. So it's like you're either going to have a historical output and somehow topple them, or you're just going to go there and be the second.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of factual. Who do you think right now, if you had to go each side, who would be your MVP so far of the playoffs?
Shohei Ohtani.
I
know he hasn't been doing consistently good, but after the game we just watched, it's just 2 home runs, and I pitched the game. Like
that's never.
It's definitely wild watching that. Like when I see it, I'm just like, man, like how much better are you that they don't let nobody else do this? Like
100%.
You're the only one that they allow to do this. So it's just crazy to be looking up there and be like, that guy just hit a home run.
Yeah.
And now he's over there throwing 96, with guys looking terrible. So Shohei's clear MVP on the NL side. And then, Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, it's a debate between Cal Raleigh and Vladdy Guerrero.
True.
And I think it comes down to who wins the series. Cal Raleigh has been the steady person on the ship to keep them afloat, whereas Vladdy's the only reason they on the water. Either one of them is going to be the MVP to me. If Cal Raleigh and the boys finish the game off tomorrow and win the series, he's the guy. He's the logical person to pick. The only way the Blue Jays are going to win, to your point, is if Vladdy goes crazy, and so that would lead to an MVP for him. So,
and they just walked him today. They're just like, we're good. We're not. Bro, who else?
Everybody else. It's all
who
good.
else? Like, well, come on.
So those would be my 2 to pick from in the series that's actually still going.
Yep.
They probably already put it out there. I don't know who it might have been, but Shohei might have been the MVP of the series. But I don't know.
I know they're talking to Clayton Kershaw, which makes no sense.
He's out the door. He's 1 foot out the door. We've seen his performance in the playoffs.
They're just talking to him off the string.
We're just like, bro, we know you ain't got nothing to do, so come holler at us.
You're basically with us.
You're going to be on the desk next season, so you want to get started right now? We can do a test run for you.
Right. Oh, real talk.
But, he's – I don't know. I wonder who just won it. They actually, just had it. So, but
it got to be Shohei.
Got to be Shohei.
No way. They cannot.
Mookie has definitely been doing his thing this series.
Not good enough.
Yeah, Shohei's doing this thing.
Not good enough. So that's your playoff update. Again, if you guys have any of your previews or predictions, put them in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going to make it? Obviously, you don't have a choice over the Dodgers. They're already there. But go ahead and put down who you think is going to make it from the AL. And if you have a World Series prediction as well, you can put that in there. And we always love to hear who you think is the MVP because, that as well is always up for debate. So lastly, today, we have the NBA as we transition over there. The Warriors, we already discussed with you guys a little bit about how the Warriors are looking now that they've solidified their roster. They also are playing right now, and it's 78-71 versus the Clippers. This is obviously preseason, but I'll give a quick little rundown, and then we're going to also go over the top 50 before we get out of here today. And
might just be like the top 20.
Yeah, we'll definitely go over the top 20 because, we'll maybe get to the 30 next. Or maybe we can do 50 through 30 today, and then we'll continue moving down so we don't skip the list. That's what we'll do. On the fly, perfect changes. So anyway, why don't you want to go over real fast what you're seeing in this in terms of the scoreboard and the players?
I mean, yeah, this is this is dress rehearsals. People just trying to get their legs under them.
Super dress.
So, finally, Steph's playing 26 minutes, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Pretty typical. Over for the Clippers, not really much impressive. It seems like a very, very much of a team effort right now. Nobody's really showing out that much. I don't see any James Harden out there.
Dude, I'm hearing lots of crazy
I don't know
stuff
what's going on with him.
Yeah, I'm hearing crazy stuff about it.
That boy is just on the Zaza, just chilling, doing his thing with little baby, I guess, hanging out. Doing something
besties.
Else. In the club doing something. But he's not playing tonight. I do want to see a little bit more from Pajemski. I want him to get the ball a little bit more in this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But it really depends on how they're going to break down these last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Nice to see Al Horford out there gelling with the boys.
Yeah.
Seems like
4 for 8.
Seems very seamless. What are we expecting from him? 10 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple blocks.
Yeah.
Play good defense.
That's all we need.
You know what I mean? Not expecting much, but already nice to see him kind of just leaving coming in where he left off on 100%. All his other temes.
100%. Surprise starter, Will Richard.
I mean, sheesh. We gotta try him out. No Moses Moody out there. So.
3 steals, locking up though.
I feel like you talked about before, where he's just gonna be another GP2 type player
100%,
for us.
100% with a better jumper.
With a jumper. Who was the other one? LJ Cryer. I want to see get into the game. I don't know why they haven't played him. But I realize guys need to get their stamina back up and get back to used to NBA speed. But 100%. I really want to see us playing some of these guys in their own rotations a little bit more. Since we don't really get to see it during the regular season, there's not much chance for it to show off our young guys, or as we've seen with Moody and Kuminga. Really, it's only been Brandon Pajemski who's been huge for us ever since he came into the league. But I just want to see them play together without our main core.
Yeah.
See how they're doing and see how they are as players in the NBA, because really we don't get to see it. We get Steph and Draymond always in there, and they kind of dictate how everything should go. So I want to see if we allow these other guys just to go out there and show what they got, who's going to be the people who rise up that can show that they can maybe be in the rotation for this season. But overall, it's just a little, same old. We got Draymond, 9, 6, 3, 2 steals. Hate to see the 5 turnovers and the 6 turnovers from Brandon Pajemski.
Dude.
That's something you absolutely need to stop doing this season. You need to improve
now, yesterday.
Big time. I don't know who the hell you think you are and why you just throwing balls away, but hey, chest pass.
I mean, he's learning from Dre and Steph.
Don't keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? Everybody's heard that one who's played sports. Keep it simple. Yeah, you're not Steph
or Dre. Don't look at them for long. They're bad examples, dude. That's
throw
the
ball away.
That's the problem. They're learning from him. Yeah, Mister, I'll teach you how to make a turnover quick. But no, that was a perfect.
Really not too much to tell you. This is preseason.
Yeah.
We don't even have Jimmy out there. We got to see what the team looks like. It's going to take the first 10 games of this season, I think, to really see where we're going to go for the rest of it.
For real. And the only person I want to shout out is Pat Spence. I do think he might have a role this year.
For sure.
Just a guy that does the opposite of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't look at these other guys and get big-headed. He's like the ultimate, like, I'm just happy to be here guy. But tonight,
I definitely just came from the lax pitch.
Yeah.
Out here.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing.
just
I got my wristbands.
grateful to be fundamental. You know what I mean? Just I'm grateful to just rock with the fundamentals, man. But tonight, a nice little 4 points on 1 of 2 shooting. And then you got to love the 4 rebounds, 5 assists. And that is something that I see out of him truly. And he can hit his free throws.
Yeah.
Where, like, we've watched him have to go to the line in late games and just be able to do it. And so I think he might have a bigger role than people think. And it's just one of those guys that doesn't feel good, doesn't look good necessarily. But when you actually look at the score and you actually watch him play, there's definitely room for a guy like that, a mistake-free kind of team manager kind of guy out there. So real fast, like we promised, we're going to go 50 through 30 real quick. And we're just going to go pretty quickly here because otherwise we'd be here forever. So mainly I think we'll start reading down the list and we'll stop if there's an atrocious no-no. So 50, Kristaps Porzingis for the Hawks.
Kind of feel like that's a no-no, but for
Right.
sure we're at 50. So, I mean.
Right. And it all has to do with health. You know, it's like the biggest question mark, as it says right there in the first sentence, is truly health. I'm shocked that his ranking last year was 46.
Yeah.
I'm shocked he was higher last year.
I mean, again, I just feel like, the stat line looks cool, 20 points and 7 rebounds. But when you're 1.6 blocks. But when you're a 7 foot worthy unicorn, I'm trying to see some better from you.
Yep.
And if you're going to be like top 50 is slacking for you. Just in my opinion.
That's real. 49, Rudy Gobert. Now I'm gonna flag this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have as much of a problem with
right.
Kristaps.
He should be out. He shouldn't even be on.
Rudy
he should be down the line.
Rudy is wild. Like, and even for him last year to be 34, I just feel like, man, we must be watching something different. This guy's not even allowed on the court in the playoffs with a lot of matchups. 12 points, 10.8 rebounds, 1.5 blocks. I show me something else. Like if that's what gets you in the top 50, give me a contract. Let me try to go get 12.
Because I swear, if you give like Nurkic those minutes, he's getting that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like Valanciunas will go get these numbers.
Easy. 48, Mikal Bridges. I'm okay with it. I mean, like, I think that's more of like an in-game thing. Obviously, stats will never jump off the table, but he's definitely a winning ball player. Yep. So I'm willing to have him at 48. And if we're gonna have Rudy at 49, my God, what can I say about Mikal at 48? 47,
strictly off
Joel.
Injuries. Just strictly off injuries. If this guy is a healthy player, he's a top 5 player. Easy.
But this just shows how scary his injuries are. Where it's just
like,
bro, it's that big.
It's literally, it's because you can give us 27 points, 9 rebounds, 4.6 assists in 20 games.
Yeah,
that's why.
And injured.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like
he was injured.
You're
too.
gonna like that's not
probably at 70% doing that.
Not enough.
Jamal Murray at 46. I'm also not okay with this. I've been saying this for a long time. I think Jamal Murray is one of the most overrated players in the league, and I'd truly love to see Jamal Murray play without Jokic. Like, he's one of these guys that I think his entire career is built off of the spacing Jokic can create. But, it's not that I think he's a bad player. It's just, again, for him to be 31 the year prior, now 46, I mean, there's got to be an asterisk with Jokic's name next to it.
Right.
Next, 45, Jared Allen. I don't have a problem with it.
I think that's like another one of those, just like you're saying with Mikal Bridges.
Yes.
I'm a team guy. Yep. I'm a big man who knows how to play and not have too many turnovers.
I'm not going to fuck it up for you.
And my field goal percentages are solid.
Through the roof. Absolutely. And good defender, plus. Yeah. 44, Jalen Johnson. I actually think he could be higher.
Yeah, this is straight off injuries.
Yeah, this is also this is off injuries and the fact that he didn't truly get to impress last year. This guy could be top 30.
Yeah.
Easy. And, it'll just be a question. I mean, it's a pretty full Hawks roster, as it always is every year. And I don't know how it feels that way every year, and they're never good.
Yeah.
But, God, let him.
It's got to be him and Trey doing everything.
Just everything. And they got so lucky with him. Everybody passed up on Jalen. We should have drafted Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
When I saw him out of Duke, I'm like, what, do we not need a 6'10" point guard? So, anyway, I think he could be a lot higher. I think so do you as well. 43, Lauri Markkanen.
Not mad.
Whatever, dude.
You got hurt a lot last season.
Yeah.
But the year before that he was going crazy.
And that team is butt.
He was going crazy the year before.
Yeah. Let me be real. Should have given up pods.
Yeah, should have.
42, Julius Randle. I'm not cool with it, but again, I don't.
Higher.
Yeah, he's good. He's fine.
I think he should be a little bit higher. Let's see who else is on the list.
Yeah, I mean, Julius to me is he's like
he's
the
right up
opposite
there with. I mean,
of
Jalen's
Mikal.
younger and better, but like I think they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, his stats they're cool. I think for me, it's more about his mistakes that I always get. It's not the talent
and injuries.
It's not the talent. Yeah. 41 OG. This to me again is like. I think he's really, really good. I feel like he's always injured, so I don't know how. I'm like, what?
He
like,
went up after being injured.
Did he even play enough? Yeah. So I mean, for me, that's got to go down, and it's not about skill. Again, a lot of this is like, what did you do last year? That's what I'm going to judge you on. 40, Aaron Gordon. Not good with that.
I don't know. Like,
not good with that. I'm just not good with it. There's not a lot to say. It's just.
You're a very good role player, so how are you in the...
He's not even the second best player on his team. Yeah, so top 40 and being higher than Jamal Murray? What are we on? What are we on here? And don't tell me your signature statting anything about a game winner or buzzer beating. I don't care. Desmond Bain, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. 39. Cool. I think that's right around his I think this is his ceiling. The 30s is his ceiling, Darius Garland, I'm not okay with that. 38, didn't even do anything. Like, honestly, this is a guy who's like, we should be docking him for not reaching his potential. Like, we should not be sitting here going, glad you kind of made it. And to me, his injuries are always there. He's always never playing a full year. So I'm not good with it. I'd rather him around where he was in 2024, 57, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I got a problem with the next one.
Amin Thompson. So there's a lot of hype here. I mean, like, for me, again, talent's unquestionable. What he did last year is not enough to be here. That's just flat out. But, this to me is more of a projection, which I think is why I have so many disagreements with this list. Is like decide whether it was based on last year.
Whose projection is this? That's the
Well, I mean, now that he's going to be the starting point guard, I mean, I just think that there's a lot going into it, and with the addition of KD, I mean, they basically just think that who he was last year was 14, 8, and 1.5, and really wasn't even getting full tick. So and the defense obviously we know is out of this world. So I just think when you're taking it, I could see it. Like he's getting drafted in the second round of fantasy, which is atrocious.
Crazy. Oh my god, I've seen some of these
I
drafts,
did that
bro.
by on this last one. I was like, wow,
man, I am like, not to go off track, but even Jalen Johnson in the drafts, where I'm like, okay, he's going in front of like Tyrese Maxey and some of these people. Sometimes like, yo, what is going on here?
Yeah, somebody just likes him.
People are picking him over like Evan. Like he's not going past like the fourth round.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Zubac at 36. I too think that's a bit high. He had a great year though. And
yeah.
I just think again the center field. Sorry. The field of centers, however we want to say it, the group of centers that are in the league is so small in terms of like true talent that it's like, you have a year like that. You're gonna
I think Zubac is just somebody that just never gets talked about. But I think he's just super consistent in getting the double-doubles and it not just being like, oh, I had a 12 and 10. It's like, no, I had 16 and 22.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
absolutely.
And I feel like he does that on a very consistent level, whether it's just him on the team or the Clippers team where it's, I got mouths to feed everywhere, but I just get buckets, so I'm going to be relevant no matter what.
Right. So, I mean, we'll see. For me, it's a little high again, and also because he doesn't play a lot of defense. But, like, yeah, whatever. De'Aaron Fox, this to me is like, I'm good with it because I just don't feel like he's found his way yet with this new squad. But, like, this could be easily higher. And it just depends on, like, will him and Victor fit this year? This one, I think he should be higher. Like, I'm actually, like, firmly of the notion that, like, Domantas Sabonis is clearly a top 30 player in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. In my opinion, definitely. A big man who could damn near give you a triple-double, yeah.
And then you got John Moran at 33, which I'm fine with. Again, he's super talented. If he was at 20 the year prior, just doesn't play enough lately and has kind of been way too sidetracked with the headlines as opposed to actually putting up numbers. 32, we have Franz Wagner. I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it. The young goon, I think he's amazing. Also should have been a Warrior. We can talk about that later. But love to see him at 32, and I think that's deserved. I think he jumped from 52 to 32, well deserved. And led the team to the playoffs. That's a big thing of that. 31, Jaren Jackson. I don't even want to talk about Jaren Jackson.
He's
Jaren
not
Jackson
even
is always
like
injured.
that, bro.
He's always injured, and he's always hyped up. Doesn't get any boards. Somehow, I guess last year he averaged 27 per 36, so his scoring was like up or whatever. I'm just not a fan of this.
Yeah,
I think
I
he
don't
should
think
be.
he's-
He could be top 50 still. I'm not mad at it, but like, got to put him in the 40s.
He's like the third or fourth player on a championship team.
Yeah.
And so, like, he gets these stats because Jaw's not there. There's no more Desmond Bain. Who else is going to be on? Like, Santi Aldama?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not very impressed when it comes to Jaren Jackson Jr.
And then lastly for today's segment, at 30, we have Scotty Barnes, which for me, he could be way higher. I think Scotty, to me, is one of these guys that they haven't done him any favors over there in Toronto. They keep adding guys that are similar to him in terms of just size, stature, position play, all that stuff. But I think he is very similar to kind of a DeMontis Sabonis in terms of doing everything and then also plays defense. I mean, this guy could be, in my opinion, could also be up if they allowed him the space to be a defensive player of the year. I just think they're asking so much of him. It's like, I'm not going to also guard up every time. But I'm good with it, and I think he could be higher. And I think last year they kind of skewed this. I think he should be higher.
And I think moving forward, make sure you guys stay tuned in for the top 30 because I feel like there's way more controversy in that top 30 than
Absolutely.
what we just went through.
Absolutely. And please let us know if you think we're wrong on any of this. From 50 to 30, we're totally open to it. And like Mitch said, make sure you turn in next week because we are going to go from 29 down to 1. And there's a lot of controversy in that list there. So we'll see y'all. Please take it easy. Peace, love, and happiness on the week. And we'll catch y'all on the next episode.